13 of the military's finest snipers had tried. 13 had failed, one after another, each disciplined, each precise, each trained to strike a target at impossible distance, had taken their shot and missed. Tension hung heavy in the air, vibrating like the silence before a storm. The target lay nearly 4 kilometers away, distant, imperceptible. Yet every eye in the observation post was locked on it, every breath caught in anticipation. Then she stepped forward, silent, calm. Navy SEAL. No one expected her to speak. No one expected her to even attempt. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you were watching from. I love knowing who is listening. Her fingers grazed the cold steel of the rifle, eyes narrowing at the target. She felt the weight of every failed attempt before her, the invisible pressure of dozens of highly decorated officers, and the unspoken judgment of peers who assumed she was simply another rookie. Too quiet, too measured, too untested. Her chest tightened for a moment, a familiar flutter she had learned to control before she exhaled. Steady, deliberate, as if drawing the distance itself into her lungs. She thought about the long nights of training, the windless deserts, the bitter cold, and the heat that had tested her body to its limits. She remembered her instructors telling her a true sniper doesn't rely on luck. They calculate, they anticipate, they see what others cannot. That thought anchored her as she adjusted her aim, checking wind, humidity, and the faint tremor in the rifle. The world outside her focus disappeared. Dust and sunlight, distant mountains, the faint rustle of leaves, all became part of her calculation. The room around her was a mix of tense silence and suppressed murmurs. Some doubted. Some held their breath. Few believed that the quiet Navy SEAL standing among them could do what 13 of the military's best had not. She felt a surge of doubt, too, fleeting, just long enough to taste it, before she pushed it aside. I've trained for this. I belong here. The seconds stretched. Her heartbeat synced with the faint rustle of the observation post, the whisper of air across the range. She sighted through the scope, eyes sharpening, mind unraveling each variable. Distance, gravity, Coriolis, effect, wind, shear, minute shifts that could turn success into failure. She whispered to herself, almost inaudibly, "Let me do it." She pulled the trigger. Time slowed. The rifle barked. A cloud of dust erupted in the far-off target zone. The room exhaled in unison. Shock and awe replaced doubt. The target, once a challenge no one could conquer, now bore the mark of her skill. The 13 previous snipers stared, mouths open, eyes wide, as the silent Navy SEAL had done what they could not. Whispers swept through the post like a tide. Some soldiers pressed their palms to their foreheads, stunned by the precision. Others simply stared, unable to comprehend the combination of skill, focus, and calm that had produced a single perfect shot. Even the commanding officer, a veteran with decades of experience, blinked, incredulous. That was perfect," he murmured. She lowered the rifle, hands steady, expression calm. Pride did not surge through her. Triumph did not swell. She had merely done what she had trained to do. The lesson, though, was unmistakable. Underestimate the quiet, the patient, the prepared, and you will learn the hard way. The moral weight of her skill hung in the air. She had the ability to dominate, to destroy, to alter outcomes with a single action. And yet it was measured, controlled, precise, not wielded recklessly. The audience realized that courage and skill are not loud. Sometimes they are silent, unstoppable, and devastatingly effective. As the room erupted in applause, tentative at first, then growing, she allowed herself a brief smile. Not because of recognition, because the truth of her preparation and perseverance had spoken louder than words ever could. She had faced the impossible, calculated it, and succeeded quietly, deliberately, flawlessly.
Okay.
Because true mastery isn't about showing off. It's about knowing you can, even when the world doubts. As sunlight spilled across the post and dust danced in the air, she felt the satisfaction of a mission accomplished. The same quiet confidence that had guided her through countless challenges now illuminated her path forward. Every eye had witnessed what discipline, patience, and courage can achieve, and no one would forget the silent Navy SEAL who made the impossible possible. If this story inspired you, share your thoughts below. And subscribe to Whispered Words for more stories that stay with you long after the final word.